we appreciate her diligence. I also want to thank Ms. Musson because of the fact that on the date of February 29th, 2019's Ohio Checkbook, Open Checkbook, will be available to all of our citizens by going online through the state service. And it's something we've been working on for a long time. We've had some delays in that regard by virtue of the fact that every check has to be audited because we are not allowed to reveal private information and proprietary information, which is contained on some checks. Some private citizen information is contained on some of the checks. But they've been working away, and we're now prepared. And on the date of February 29th, the open checkbook will be in place for 2019, and then we'll be quickly working on getting 2020 up to date. And last but not least, I want to make sure that we received phone calls from all of the council members. Anna Musson also has been preparing every month, some of you haven't noticed it, a credit card report for each one of the departments. So please make sure that you contact our offices if you have questions in that regard. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes my presentations. I'll mention a few other things in the city manager's report, but thank you for letting me make that presentation.
You're very welcome. Okay, if that's it, and we're gonna
public comments.
Yeah.
I do it my time.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the public comments, and keep in mind, unless prearranged, the public comments section are limited to 3 minutes. A 3-minute timer is used, and when the timer sounds, you will be asked to conclude your statement. The comment sections on the agenda are not a debate or a question and answer session. The first public comment section is for agenda items only. So.
Good evening. I'm Connie Smith Talcott, 136 West Church Street. I'm also the president of Heritage Accord, and I'm here to respectfully ask for your passage of Ordinance 2020-05, which authorizes the city manager to enter into the lease agreement for the community center. We've been working out the, hammering out the details. I think it's a great agreement for both parties. And we have a strong leadership team that is prepared to get this project done. Thank you.
Thank you. Katie Carl, 128 West Quarry Street. There's quite a bit on the agenda this evening, and what's most concerning is the changes in your rules of council and the format changes for public comments. And people speaking to all of you, all of the members of council and the mayor, is an important part and feedback to all of you, because it helps you as our representatives, well, in my opinion, okay, get a feeling or get a sense of how we would like you to represent us, and if there's anything that has happened at the meeting, the end section or end public comments portion of the meeting. It also helps us to give you the feedback on what transpired or what happened during the meeting. And if there's anything we'd like you to change for the next meeting, or, excuse me, or if, such as the last meeting, the shock of what had happened with the purchase of the property, which the change of council roles, yes, it's in your purview to do that and to change, but to silence the voice of the people in whatever format, which this would be, a major silencing of the people, I don't think you want to go through with that. Yes, the public comment portion at the beginning of the meeting is still there, and I know you want to have a business meeting in a format to get the business done. That's great. But keep it the way it is. Have it to where it's just agenda items in the beginning. so that it can go quickly on the agenda, per the agenda items, and then at the end, let people speak to you about what their concerns, you know, in the neighborhood or whatever they may have in our community. And that's my opinion. Thank you.
Richard Zemesnik, 242 Oak Knoll. I come before you on a couple of issues. The first you mentioned already, Mr. Ralph Gillespie. I'd like to pay homage to him. I took his position after he served 8 years on council here in Mr. Savet's seat. He was a very dedicated person for this community, very community-oriented. I served on the school board and a couple other committees while he was here. That's all I want to say about him. I'm going to miss him. I don't know if any of you will, but he was a very nice person. The second thing is I would hope that you would pass the community center agreement and get it open and so they can start working on it. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Kropp, 247 Elizabeth Street. I come up here this evening to talk about a few things on the agenda, but also to make mention that we are going to be circulating a referendum petition for the purchase of the church because myself and a few other people. So we'll be circulating a referendum petition around. What I do want to address is the amendment number 5, the changes as Katie alluded to as far as the rules of council. I would suggest that if you guys want to change the way that council approaches these things, what you should do is have the community events section before the public comments, right after roll call, and then have your first roll of public comments based on the agenda, and then the last section should be a public comment section based on anything anybody wants to talk about based on the meeting. That's how it should go. Community events should be first because most people are going to check out after an hour and a half of whatever's going on in this meeting. They want to hear the meat of what the meeting is going to be about. They want to hear about community events, which you guys should be touting those things anyway. And then they want to hear what's about the agenda, and then people want to respond to what they hear during the meeting. I would like to see the community center. I would like to see the city manager be allowed to do that. I myself have a couple reservations with the language of some of the stuff, but if Ms. Talcott she's all for it, then I think it's a go. I think that's a huge thing for the city. It's one of the most historic parts of our town, and that we should be highlighting and showcasing. Mr. Barriette, congratulations on your award, sir. I would like to note, I know this isn't on the agenda either, but in the minutes, or I'm sorry, on the charter and the codification, the new codification that was done in November, your name is spelled wrong on the very first page. Your name is spelled Barkay, so it's Baryak. Just want to point that out to you guys. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, we'll move on then to reports. And I'll start off. I don't have too much here with the, I like to go door to door and have different meetings and spend time with the citizens to, as Katie had said, you know, to hear how people feel